right, everybody. Well, what's up? This is Ben, the Bearded Coffee Blogger, and we're back for another Saturday coffee drop. And today we're going to be trying Quills coffee. This is a Quills Huabal Peru coffee, and super excited to dig into it with you all. And so I thought I'd just start by talking about Peruvian coffee in general for just a second. And I don't know much about it. I'm kind of researching it myself. But I know specifically that this Huabal Peruvian coffee is from the Cajamarca region of Peru. I know that from looking at Quills' website, but it's from the Jaén province in Cajamarca, and this is specifically in the Huabal region of Cajamarca, and so Peruvian coffees are pretty well beloved. They tend to, as I'm just kind of looking around at different websites trying to get information, but it says specifically in the Cajamarca region, this is one of the largest Peruvian coffee farming provinces, with mainly the Typica, Caturra, and Bourbon and Pacamara varietals. Coffee beans taste of vanilla, stone fruit, molasses with medium acidity and balanced body. I mean, that sounds like a coffee that I'm going to love. So with no further ado, I'd love to go into more detail, but I need to research more myself, to be quite honest with you. Let's dig into this. Now, Quills is one of my favorites, especially the location on Baxter Street. It's one of my favorite coffee shops in Louisville. Anytime, they've got several locations, but I love the Baxter Street location. But basically, anytime I'm in Louisville for any reason, I'm going to go by Quills and usually sit and study or read for a while. It's just a cool vibe. It's always great coffee. So 2 thumbs up for Quills. Definitely, if you're in Louisville, check out Quills. But this is the Huabal Peru coffee. It's a single origin. The producer was Centurio, or the Centurio Cooperative. Is a washed process coffee, and from their website a little bit more information. This again is in the Jaén Cajamarca Peruvian region. The Centurio Co-op washed. The varietals here are Caturra, Bourbon, and Typica varietals, and the elevation is 1,800 to 1,950 meters above sea level. So that's just some basic information about this. Super cool little bird guy there on the bag. Love that. When I opened this up a minute ago, because I've been waiting, so this is the first time I'm tasting it. I've had it for a week, but I've been waiting to open it and try it with you guys first. It just smells like candy. It smells amazing. So I just brewed a V60 brew with my standard 16:1 ratio, and my son, for my birthday, I just turned 42, got me this cool Batman mug, so we're rocking the Batman mug today. Shout out to Starkville. Thank you for the gift, buddy. I love it. And we're going to see what we think of this coffee. Hope you guys are doing good on a Saturday. It's been just a delightful morning myself. Okay, here we go. Alright. Gotta open up a little bit more here on the nose. Nuttiness, molasses for sure. I think I just read that, so it might be affecting me. I always try not to read the specific tasting notes. Yeah, molasses, maybe like apple butter. Yeah, there's a real like apple butter jammy molasses thing going on, kind of all those blended together with some nuttiness, just like a sweet, sugary nuttiness, maybe Yeah, maybe like cinnamon apple pie, like kind of thing going on. All right. So it smells delicious. Bottom line, let's taste it. It's still very hot. Okay. Wow. Okay. That apple pie comes through right on the palate. That's amazing. The other thing that immediately hits me about this is that it is a lower acidity coffee. So the acidity is present. It gives it like a little bit of backbone, but it is not like leaping out at you. It's very subdued. It's just kind of keeping everything in check, giving it balance, but not. It's not. It doesn't want to be noticed so much. It's just kind of there to keep everything straight. So yeah, overall, I'm getting apple pie up front, maybe a little bit of grapiness. The acidity, that's that acidity. I noticed it more on the finish, but overall, it's a very balanced thing. Let's see. Yeah, medium body, so there's decent viscosity and weight, but it's not outlandish or anything like that. I might should have waited another minute for this guy to cool. It is super hot. Here's what I think about this coffee. It reminds me. I actually just went this morning with my wife to Waffle House. We just left the house for a few minutes, got away. Waffle House is a delectable treat every now and again. This reminds me of. It's almost kind of like that style of coffee to me, but like elevated. Obviously, you go to a Waffle House or a Cracker Barrel or something like that. I always enjoy the coffee. I don't know about you. Those coffees are not offensive to me. They're great, and you can drink like tons of it. You can gain a couple pounds in coffee weight because they just keep refilling your mug, and it's great. This has the sort of balance that those have. I mean, I think those coffees are probably blended to be just utterly unoffensive, kind of plain steady. This has some of that steadiness, but it's elevated. It's got a lot more subtleties going on. So it is. I think this is a sort of coffee that, like, if you're having guests over, like, you could serve them a well brewed Peruvian. I think everybody would love it. I think everybody would be like, "Oh wow, this is really smooth. This is really good." It's not like sometimes like an Ethiopian or something that's real bright can kind of punch you out of the gate. And if you're not into like third wave coffee or lighter roasted coffee and you serve that sort of coffee to somebody, they can be kind of like what you'll often hear them say is, "Ooh, this is really bitter." And it's not actually bitterness that they're tasting. They just don't know how to describe it. So they describe it as bitter. What they're actually tasting is a very bright and prominent acidity. And in the coffee world, we would actually say it's verging on maybe a little sour, not bitter. Bitter would be the other way. That would be maybe a little bit of sour, and maybe it's not even sour, but they're just tasting it jumping out at them. They're not used to it. They're used to Keurig and Mr. Coffee and Maxwell House and Folgers and things like that. And so it's kind of, you definitely got to learn to kind of like that sort of coffee. When it's done really well, it's amazing. This, on the other hand, though, is a sort of well done, elevated coffee that you could serve to guests, that you could, invite people over and brew a pot of this, and I think everybody would absolutely love it because it's just so balanced, but it's got more going on. Definitely on the aroma, I'm mainly getting, molasses, apple pie, little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of grapiness on the palate. I'm getting all sorts of those flavors going on, and I really, really like it. As it cools, it's layering itself a little bit more. And the acidity is coming out just a little bit more, but it's mellow, it's pleasant. So you really taste that grape through the finish, and you get more of the nutty apple butter, apple pie, molasses thing sort of up front, and then it kind of finishes out just a little bit with that little bit of grape. Yeah, so absolutely a great bag of coffee. I'd 100% recommend it. Let's see there. Okay, so who knows? I may have I kept trying to cover these so I wouldn't see them, but their notes are green grape, almond, which is interesting. Well, you know what? There is kind of a little bit of like a drying aspect on the palate in the mouth, and that's where I taste that almond. So it's there now that I see it, and then they say apple butter and molasses. So we're right in the same vein as far as what we're tasting. So absolutely great coffee, great branding. Love this bag. Just has a good feel to it, and I love the shop. So definitely, if you're in Louisville, check out Quills or go online. I think it's, let's see, it's quillscoffee.com, and you can order direct from them there. But support these guys. They're great people. They produce great coffee. You've never had a bad cup from them. Yeah, so anyway, question of the day. Have you ever tried any Peruvian coffee? If so, what do you think? What stuck out to you about it? What do you remember about it? Or was it not memorable, just pleasant? Anyway, I hope you guys have a great Saturday. I will see you next week. I'm working on a couple, I'm working on one video specifically about different types of travel mugs. That's coming up soon. I think you guys are really going to enjoy that. But anyway, have a great day. This has been the Bearded Coffee Blogger with your Saturday Coffee Drop, and I hope you have a great Saturday. Catch you later. Peace out.